Everyone, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master, and we've got some builds of computers that we gotta look at, we gotta analyze, and find out which one is best suited for my channel. All you techie people out there, if you're good with computer hardware, if you like building computers, and you know what's best for a streamer slash YouTuber slash editor, I'd love to hear your input on these two different builds. All right, so our computer guy, which is named Amit, by the way, Amit is great, designed these two computers, and okay, let's go through them. Now, a heads up, I really don't know all that much about computers. I understand a little bit about RAM. I understand cores and processors give me the ability to do more tasks. That's about it. When it comes to like CPUs, motherboards, video cards, I don't know a damn thing. So I'm highly dependent on all of you to help me out here. But all right, so let's start off with option one, CPU Ryzen 7. Oh, by the way, we're gonna get model numbers. I want to get this video out there to get feedback, as much feedback as possible, but we're going to get more specific model numbers about what all these things are, because I understand that there's different versions of Ryzen 7, there's different versions of Ryzen 9. We're going to get that information. I'm going to make an updated video, but for now, this is what we have to work with. So option one, CPU Ryzen 7, means nothing to me. Motherboard MSI Gaming Plus Max. Video card GeForce RTX 2060. Now this is actually perhaps important to me. There is an application called RTX Voice. And what's really cool about RTX Voice is that it's going to cancel out all the background noise if you have an RTX card. If you have an RTX video card, it's going to eliminate all the background noise, which is going to be important because someone's constructing some building to the side of me. Right now they stopped production ever since, you know, the crisis happened, but when the crisis is over, they're going to go back to business. So having something to muzzle out all that noise is a huge plus. I'm very interested in using it. So we got to use we have to use an RTX card for that, and it's been suggested. RAM 16 gigabytes of Corsair. I've already let them know that I want 32 gigabytes. You know, as a video editor and just in general, I notice performance just goes way up with more RAM that I have. So I'm a really RAM hungry individual. I want more RAM. We're going to go to 30. We're definitely going to go to 32. So that's still to happen. So for solid state drive, we're going to have 1 terabyte of M.2 PCI-E. Means nothing. But apparently this is not that expensive. So I'm not going to save money on any sort of solid state drive. If I go down to like say 500 gigabytes, I asked the price of the solid state drive. It's relatively cheap, no problem. We're gonna go with 1 terabyte for sure. Tower, Cooler Master. Well, not as cool as me. I'm the coolest master, all right? I'm the coolest master. Make some stupid cheesy jokes once in a while, you know, shoot me. So for a PCU, we're going to go with the Corsair Gold Series, whatever that is. DVD reader and writer, Asus. I'm assuming this is only for installing Windows 10 because otherwise, like, I almost never use, you know, DVDs whatsoever, nothing at all. If anyone has any other input about that, is this necessary? It probably doesn't cost very much, so, you know, whatever. And Windows 10 Pro. So I didn't know how important Windows 10 Pro was. When I looked online, the differences between Pro and Home, it's all about security features. And you know what? If this is going to be like my sort of, you know, for me, this, you know, this YouTube channel is like a job and I have to take it professionally, we should go with Pro because the more security, the better. I remember, like, when your income depends on your computer, you want to be as safe with security as possible. I remember the poker days, all right? It was disastrous. There were so many people getting hacked left, right, and center. This was really common back in the day. And if there was even the slightest hint that maybe I had, like, a Trojan on my computer, I had just any suspicion, could not take any chances, wiped my computer clean, reinstalled the operating system, and just upload, you know, I backed up everything, and then it's a very frustrating process. I hated how often I had to do that, so I want to be much more on the secure side. I like the idea of going Windows 10 Pro. So the cost, I was given the quotes in Canadian dollars, and assuming I have calculated the tax properly and have converted it into US dollars, it's going to be approximately 1477.77, so a little under 1,500 US dollars is what it's going to cost me. So that is our first particular build. I'm sure some hundred is going to be in the labor to put it together, which I'm fine with because I cannot put a computer together. I do not care to put a computer together. I have no satisfaction. I just have stress and agony. So that's okay. So that's what it is. That's the cheaper option, option number one. Now let's move on to option number two. So option number two, we're moving up on the Ryzens. We're going to Ryzen 9. That's going to be our CPU. The motherboard is going to be an Asus TUF Gaming Plus, whatever that is. It's a bit is any different? It's quite a bit different. It's the first one was an MSI. This one's an Asus TUF Gaming Plus. Means nothing to me. Maybe it means something to someone else out there. You know, I'm playing Magic the Gathering Online and MTG Arena. I doubt I'm going to go much more intense than that. However, I do not want a shred of lag. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. So video card, again, GeForce RTX, which I think is good. But this model, the 2070, I do not know the difference between the 2060 and 2070. That will be up to all of you. But obviously, it sounds like an upgrade. RAM, again, Corsair 16 gigabytes. I think more or less everything else is different. The only difference here is the CPU, motherboard, and video card. So RAM, again, 16 gigabytes of Corsair, solid state drive, 1 terabyte, M.2, same thing. A cooler master tower, PSU Corsair Gold Series, same thing, and then the rest of the same. So the big difference is going to be the Ryzen 9 over the Ryzen 7, the motherboard going to be Asus over MSI, and the video card is going to be an RTX 2070 over a 2060. And that brings our total to 1856 approximately in US dollars, which is not a big deal in US dollars, but in Canadian dollars is like $1 billion more dollars. It's ridiculous. But whatever, that is what it is. So, oh yeah, by the way, we've dumped the capture card. We're gonna reconsider the capture card. If I ever need the capture card in the future for recording like video games from a Switch or something, we can consider that in the future. But after talking to him, after talking to Amit, he says one of the most common problems, one of the most common problems people bring to him is that their capture card doesn't work. And what happens is with these capture cards, these Elgatos, people will update. They'll get a Windows update, and then all of a sudden the capture card just doesn't work anymore. It's just not compatible. So it sounds like so long as I want to keep updating Windows updates on a regular basis, that these capture cards have like sort of a timeline before they become obsolete, pending your current Windows update. So we're going to hold off on the capture card. I'm not going to use it immediately. Then one day that I know I'm going to use it, we're going to have some fun with it, I'll invest in the capture card. So far, the only upgrade that I want to see out of all this, I want to see 32 gigabytes of RAM. Aside from that, I don't have any other feedback. Maybe you have some feedback you would like to give me, or maybe give questions like, for example, I was already asked, what's the heat sink going to be on this thing? Is it going to be a good heat sink? Is that something I have to consider? So give me suggestions. What do you think of the quality of all these components? And then we're going to have more information coming up in the next few days, because I'll get back to you with the model numbers if you need more specifics. So anyway, this is what it is right now. These are the two potential builds we're going to have for NikachuMTG to help me stream and get back to making those Merfolk videos. So anyway, give me your feedback. This has been Nikachu, Merfolk Master, looking at the new potential streaming dream stream machines for the channel.